What effect does a parent's infidelity have on a child? It's a lot. Infidelity and cheating may seem like a good idea at the time. Don't be stupid. It's gonna ruin everything, and it's gonna be really hard to come back from. Let's talk about this. I'm Jonathan Decker with Mended Light, and this is Ask a Therapist. I can't tell you how many times I've come home from work and, I'm bound by confidentiality, so I can't really give details, but I'll say to my wife, cheating may seem like a good idea at the time. Doesn't go well. Doesn't go well.
Caught cheating, automatic ejection.
It's always stupid. It is always a dumbass thing to do.
I'm stupid.
And here's why. The ripples go out so much further than you could ever anticipate. And yeah, we talk about infidelity brain, right? I'm lonely, I'm sad, I'm hurt, I'm scared, I'm feeling rejected, I'm feeling unwanted, I'm feeling like I just want a place to belong, I just want some excitement. Like there's all these things we get lost in this, and there's always that little voice that says this is gonna cost you more than it's gonna give you. But it's the same thing if I'm trying to lose weight and here's the Krispy Kremes, right? It's the wrestle between the carnal and the smart, right? The elevated and the more base desires. And not even just base sexual desires, just our basic needs to feel wanted and loved. So many affairs start that way. And we think in the moment, no one needs to know so no one gets hurt, or this could really be love. And I really want to be loved. And I really want to love. And yeah, it's gonna be hard, but I can make it work. And we come up with these excuses and justifications. Let me hit you with the reality. It's gonna destroy your life. Right? It is going to destroy your life. You will lose your marriage or your relationship, which maybe you don't care at this point. Maybe you're done and that's why you would have an affair. But consider this, if you don't wait until the relationship has dissolved, if you don't wait for a divorce, your kids will see you as the bad guy, period. Unless you want to be an a-hole and try and turn them against the other parent. Unless you want to be that person who tries to excuse and justify what you've done. In that case, some of your kids may buy it, but they'll figure it out when they're older. And in other cases, they'll respect you less for justifying and minimizing because kids are smart and they'll see what's going on. I don't mean to sound judgmental here. I mean this as a blunt warning because I've seen a lot of homes ruined and I've seen a lot of people who've lost their relationship with their kids, which is something they never anticipated happening when they had an affair. Consider this. You are your child's primary role model when it comes to morality. So what happens when you betray that? They feel betrayed. Then they're more likely to side with the other parent in a situation where you don't want there to be sides. Because either you're working on your marriage and you want them to love you both and side with you both and work with you both, or the marriage is over, but now you've just made yourself the villain of the story. When what you really want is for your kids to see you both as people who love them and the marriage didn't work, but you're gonna work together for their good. Instead, now you've got a pissed off former spouse or current spouse, but it's dissolving, who is more prone to talk bad about you behind your back, who is more prone to use the kids as therapists, which they shouldn't do. I'm just saying it's more likely to happen. I'm not saying it's right.
No. Dylan, that is the worst advice anyone could give you. Right, listen to your dad, please.
And who is more likely to vent to the children about what you've done because they don't want the kids to see it as their fault. These are things that I see time and time and time again. How does it affect the children? Maybe you really do love this other person. Maybe you really do want them to be part of the family and for the kids to see them as a parent. If your relationship starts illicitly, good luck. Good luck getting your kids to accept this other person into the family. Good luck getting them to respect this other person. They are most likely to see you and this other person as complicit in hurting and destroying their other parent who they love. It is not worth it.
Good luck.
Affairs are never worth it. Fight for your marriage or get a divorce. Wait some time and then start entering into new relationships. But having an affair, starting a relationship with somebody else when you're still married, it will erode your children's trust in you. It will make you the villain of the piece. And it is so hard to come back from that. So hard. I know people who it's been years, even decades, and they've been fighting to earn their kids' respect, and they still don't have it. I know people who their kids refuse to have a relationship with them. either as kids, teens, or adults. People who aren't invited to weddings, aren't invited to birthdays, or they are, but it's more out of duty and obligation, and there's not a real connection there. When you had these kids, you wanted to raise them right. When you had these kids, you wanted them to have everything. And maybe your relationship, your marriage isn't going to work out or didn't work out, but you can still claim moral authority. You can still be an example to them. And all it takes is holding to the values that you've taught them.
You're my son, you're my blood. You're the best thing in my life.
I want to share something with you that I read this morning. It has the word sermon in it, but even if you're not religious, the point is apt. The sermon for a child that proves to be most ample is still the one that parents teach by setting an example. The sermon for a child that proves to be most ample, I'm reading it again, is still the one that parents teach by setting an example. What type of person do you want your children to be? Odds are you saw yourself as someone who would always be faithful and always be true, who would never betray, who would never lie, who would never cheat. And then life got hard, and you got lonely, and you felt rejected and hurt and criticized and pushed away. Odds are you never saw yourself as someone who would have an affair. And odds are you still want your kids to grow up with the type of integrity you wanted to have. But you could get trapped in this place of justification. Ask yourself, do you really want your kids to be people who make excuses, who justify, who shift blame, who minimize? Or do you want them to be responsible and accountable, to act in integrity? I'm aware that this is a leading question. I'm absolutely aware, but I'm putting this out on the table for you to consider. My professional opinion, having worked with hundreds of individuals and couples in infidelity circumstances, it is never worth it. It is always better to wait, to fight for your marriage or to get a divorce, wait some time, and then enter into a new relationship. Affairs may seem like a good idea at the time. It sure feels like I've given and I've given and I've given for so long. I just want something for myself. It sure feels like I just want to feel loved and accepted. Or I want the excitement and passion of this. Is that really that wrong? It is so easy to justify. It is so easy to get into this place where something you never thought you would be okay with seems more and more okay. And we get there oftentimes not because of selfishness, but because we've been through some awful stuff. I can tell you, no matter how right it seems, no matter how justified it feels, it will blow up in your face. And far more often than not, it will cost you everything. Now, if you had an affair and that's done, is all hope lost? No, it's not. It's going to be hard to come back from. And the simple fact is you have to start with accountability, period. Your kids aren't going to respect you if you are shifting blame, minimizing, justifying. You have to take full ownership. You have to take responsibility. Instead of trying to get your kids to see, well, I was lonely or I was sad or I was hurting, don't make excuses. You can tell them what you were going through, but the fact is what they most need to hear from you is, I'm supposed to be an example to you and I let you down and I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be your rock and instead I acted selfishly. And this is the situation we're in now. And I know that my choices hurt more than the other parent. They've hurt you, they've hurt our relationship. And I want to earn your trust back and be the person and be the parent that you always deserved.
I'm always gonna love you no matter what. No matter what happens.
Start with an apology like that, and then back it up with your behavior. Do not demand that they forgive you. Do not demand that they let it go. I'm sure it's hurtful and frustrating for you if it's taking time on their end, but the fact is, this is your mess. You get to clean it up. The good news is that you can. Now, if you'd like some help cleaning this up, if you'd like some help reestablishing trust and connection, or if your marriage is struggling and you don't want it to get to a point of an affair, we here at Mended Light, our team, we're here to help you. I invite you to visit mendedlight.com to learn more about our programs, learn more about our team, and to schedule with one of our therapists. I also want to invite you to check out the Ask a Therapist playlist, where I am answering all of your burning questions, and I'm giving you my best shots. I'm giving you everything I got in these videos. So take a look here. If you enjoy what we're doing here at Mended Light, if it's meaningful to you, please share it. There are so many people who are hurting, and our mission is to help alleviate that trauma, alleviate that pain. People feel like they can't shine their light to the world anymore because it's broken. We want to restore it. Like, subscribe, click that bell, because that's how you get all of our new videos. That's how you don't miss a single one. Until next time, I'm Jonathan Decker with Mended Light, and this has been Ask a Therapist. Thank you. Oh, here comes the playlist. Oh yeah, look at all of that. Look at that treasure trove. It's just a treasure trove of knowledge and compassion. Click on it. Come on.